You have illegal aliens shooting at cops with drive-bys. They get caught, right? And now, ICE agents are like, okay, y'all want to play rough? Okay, we getting ready to ramp this thing up. Good evening, my American and foreign brothers and sisters. Welcome to the channel. I'm Ty Smith. You're watching my channel, Model Renaissance Man, which I'm greatly appreciative of. Be sure you follow me up here, follow me down here. Click this, it helps me. Thank you. If and when you do subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification. That will bring on the drop box for you to select all notifications. That way you'll be notified whenever I do post. Lastly, don't forget to check out my other channel called Man, Husband, Father. And I appreciate the feedback you guys have been giving me on that thus far. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, like I said before, I hope you guys are all having a good day out there, good evening, depending on what type of pond you're in right now. I know y'all like, what dude? No, depending on what side of the pond you're on, I hope you're having a good day or a good evening, whatever the case may be. So y'all know I covered a story yesterday with the illegal alien we found out, in that story. They're shot at Department of Homeland Security officers, right? He was caught to find out he's an illegal immigrant. And then here's the crazy thing about it. Once they ran his record and found out who he was, you knew it was going to be some more stuff to it, right? Like this.
The Homeland Security Department is confirming an illegal immigrant is in custody after allegedly shooting up Border Patrol agents in Chicago over the weekend. That suspect is no stranger to law enforcement either. DHS says he's previously been convicted for aggravated unlawful use of a weapon and vehicle, felony possession of a weapon, and illegal entry. Border Patrol Chief Greg Bovino.
This individual should have never been walking the streets of Chicago. This is what you get with a J.B. Pritzker or a Mayor Johnson and that crazy rhetoric. This individual should not have been in this country. So the fact that he has re-violated again and still has a firearm is, I tell you what, that's very concerning to us in law enforcement.
In the chaos after that shooting, protesters turned violent, attacking and ramming Border Patrol vehicles with other cars. And focus now, Todd Lyons, acting ICE director. I tell you, the chapter after chapter of this gets increasingly worse. What is happening on the ground right now?
Thanks, Eric. Yeah, it is getting worse. And that's the hard part for us, right, is because we can plan for every contingency. But now we have people actively shooting at the men and women of ICE, the men and women of Border Patrol. And it's, to the chief's point, this rhetoric is just ramping up and it's not cutting back. So you have a shooting and then people are upset that they missed the Border Patrol and now they're going to start throwing rocks and paint cans and rioting. It's absolutely ridiculous what's going on in Chicago.
So what are you allowed to do legally? Because it seems like with every step, and we just showed a clip from the border chief who's leading Operation Midway Blitz in Chicago, Greg Bovino, and he's faced some legality against him trying to defend himself and other ICE agents in an altercation a few weeks ago. And so what is the ground that you stand on now that says we'll hold it?
Harris, I think the big thing is that we keep doing our mission. We keep going out there every day, right? We're not going to be stopped by these anarchists, that pretty much, right? These violent protesters that are protesting a law enforcement mission. And at the same time, the men and women of ICE, men and women of Border Patrol, our other federal partners, they're going to defend themselves. We're running into a deadly force situation now. Someone's ramming a vehicle into a car. Someone's taking shots at officers. That's something no law enforcement officer wants to have to deal with. But we still have to do our mission, but we have to protect ourselves.
Yeah, I wrote that down, running into a deadly force situation. I've heard you say that about the vehicles, but now you're talking about gunshots and all sorts of violence that's out there. I know ICE has said it's arrested more than 1,500 illegal aliens in the Houston area, and the ICE field director there says the 10-day operation took the worst of the worst off the streets. So that is progress. Criminals who gave residents, quote, the nightmares and PTSD that come with being a victim of violent crime. That's a quote. Among those arrested, child predators with prior convictions for violence and sexual offenses. And some of them had been previously deported. How do you even speak to the big job that you have to do? And you are doing it, but there's so much of it at this point. Are you finding more, or is this what you anticipated?
We knew that there were so many criminal illegal aliens out there. We knew we were going to have a big task ahead of us. But really, honestly, Secretary Noem has given us all the resources that we need. Our federal partners are stepping up. Yeah, we're going to complete the president's mission. You know, one thing, Harris, you talked about those ones we arrested. There was one gentleman in there that was wanted for murder in his home country and was convicted of impregnating his own sister here in the United States. So, you know, law enforcement, like in Texas, the Texas government, they want to help us. They helped us during this 10-day operation. And look, 10 days, we got over 1,500 criminal aliens off the street. So when we do have elected officials or this violent rhetoric that says we're not out arresting the worst of the worst, I tell them to look at Texas. Look at what True Partnership did. We got the worst of the worst off the street with the help of state, local, and other federal partners.
Acting Director Lyons, you're talking about Texas, and they are open to working with ICE. What about those territories in our nation which are not? And I call them, well, they are territories, basically. They're operating rather wildly by not wanting to get the worst of the worst out. I mean, how bad is it where they are that they fight back against you to get those people out?
You know, it really is sad, right? You point out sanctuary jurisdictions. You look at Massachusetts. You look at a city like Boston. You look at New York City, the state of New York. I don't understand when we go to other law enforcement agencies or to elected officials and say, hey, look at our success. Look at the criminal aliens, these violent predators we can take off your street. But they want to hide and harbor these illegal aliens, number one, that aren't supposed to be here in the first place, that have committed heinous crimes. Yet they want to stand beside them. You almost want to say you've lost all hope for those regions, but ICE is going to continue to do our mission. If they don't want to help us, we say thank you, but we're going to go ahead and rid those criminal illegal aliens from those neighborhoods.
Well, and I know the border czar, Tom Homan, has said that other crimes get solved when ICE comes into those communities because they don't have to focus on the worst of the worst. You are doing that part of the job, so that makes entire communities better.
Absolutely crazy. And again, why are Mayor Brandon Johnson of Chicago, Governor J.B. Pritzker, why are they silent on this? Any Democratic state reps in Illinois, why are y'all silent on this? Y'all did all this talking about political violence. We're not beating. Well, how is this not political violence? Is it because it's not against a so-called political personality, a political spokesperson, a political public speaker? Is that the reason why? But these people are doing something based off of politics, which is what we the people voted for and what we want to see implemented into our neighborhoods, into our streets, making our country safer by getting these illegal aliens out of here. He made himself known by trying to take one of them out. That is absolutely crazy, and I hope the FBI gets deeply involved in this since these Latin kings in Chicago seem to be putting hits out on these folks like that. But nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, again, this just shows you the pure hypocrisy of it, that they're not speaking out and saying nothing, especially Mayor of Chicago, with this violence against these agents. It lets you know where they stand. Let me know what y'all think about this by putting in the comments below after this video. Don't forget to do what you see in the elements right here that would greatly help my channel. The next video that I will be doing after this one in chronological order will be that one up there. Things I did as of yesterday you may have missed right here. Click this if you have not subscribed to the channel yet right there. I am Ty Smith, Model Renaissance Man, and I hope and pray every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. Most of all, praying every last one of you guys in great health mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.